What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Cinema Essentials. This episode is called Flight because Michael and the gang are running to catch the plane that Abruzzi has arranged for them, hence the name. Alright, if you're ready, let's start Season 1 Episode 22. I'm your host Theo, by the way. The entire prison is blaring alarms, floodlights are on, and guards are searching with dogs everywhere. When the guards catch Sanchez, they ask him who else escaped with him. Sanchez lists off Michael Scofield, Lincoln Burrows, Sucre, Teabag, C-Note, and Abruzzi, plus that crazy guy Haywire. When the guards ask who else is left, he mentions D.B. Cooper and starts crying. The warden comes to inspect the infirmary window where Lincoln's group escaped from and finds D.B. Cooper already dead. Back in the prison, there's chaos with inmates throwing clothes around and causing a riot. Only when the warden and his team check Scofield's cell do they discover the hole behind the toilet. While watching the whole prison in uproar, a guard comes up and says they found Bellic. They pull Bellic out of the hole, and he asks for his gun back, muttering, "You bastards are all going to die," as he loads it. The warden tells the guards over the radio, "As you know, there are murderers among the escaped prisoners. Find them as fast as possible. I'm authorizing deadly force if necessary. They escaped over the fence 12 minutes ago. On foot, that's about a mile. By car, maybe 10 miles. Find them quickly." Outside the prison, Scofield's group is watching the chaos. C-Note suggests they run, but Scofield says, "No, we wait here. We'll let them go ahead." When he sees dogs and guards coming, Scofield tells everyone not to move. They hear dogs barking from the car, so the guards shine their flashlights and search the area but find nothing. Meanwhile, Michael's group is running like their lives depend on it. I'm running, oh mama." As she near Montana, Veronica sends a voice message to Nick Saverin, thanking him for everything and saying she'll investigate when she gets to Stedman's house. But Nick will never be able to respond because he's no longer alive. You can fix the right person with the wrong people, but if you get involved with the wrong person, you can lose your life, something certain idiots should understand. For Caroline, who's struggling to become president, there's a major blow. The company backing her has stopped providing funding. Samantha's told not to worry because there are plenty of bought votes from the Democratic Party. But in reality, another faction is completely dominating. When Caroline tries to have a woman-to-woman conversation, Samantha says, "What we see is that you're completely incapable of doing anything, politically or economically. You're absolutely useless. So when the next election comes, if you lose, just quietly step aside. Take whatever you've illegally hoarded with you. Otherwise, you'll have to face certain actions the company will take against you," and leaves. Running through the mountains and forests, Michael's group reaches a barbed wire fence. While Lincoln cuts through it, the others cross one by one. As they're running and stumbling toward the old factory, everyone gathers and C-Note asks where the van is. Abruzzi calmly says, "Relax, it's around here somewhere." After checking the situation, Abruzzi tells them to follow him. Once they reach the abandoned factory, they find the van. While everyone's getting into the vehicle, Michael takes a rock and smashes the taillights. When everyone's in the van, Lincoln asks Abruzzi where the keys are. Abruzzi says they're wrapped in plastic in a trash can under a tree. Haywire also gets out of the van to look for the keys in the trash. Once Haywire is gone, Abruzzi gives the keys to Lincoln. Actually, they didn't want to take Haywire along, so they deliberately made him get out of the van. After driving off, Haywire is left behind alone, screaming like a madman. A guard reports to the warden that they've sent people to check the train station, the intersection, the highway junction, and the interstate entrance. They've also arranged surveillance on all the escapees' family members' homes. A technical expert examining the door tells the warden that the door wasn't destroyed or opened with a duplicate key. A medical staff member says these doors have to be locked every night as priority protocol. There's only one possibility: someone deliberately left this door open for them. As planned, they drive through Fitz Street, where there are no police patrols. While Teabag is asking why Lincoln is driving while he's sitting in the back, the scheming Teabag uses handcuffs he grabbed from the infirmary to cuff himself to Scofield just as Abruzzi reaches for a gun hidden in the van. Teabag taunts Abruzzi, saying, "Go ahead and shoot if you dare. Let's see how Michael carries a 170-pound dead body." While Scofield and Abruzzi are trying to restrain T-Bag and find the handcuff key, T-Bag swallows the key he had hidden in his mouth. What a despicable bastard. In a laboratory somewhere in Washington, someone arrives. A guy in the lab explains that if you drink this poison made from algae, your heart will stop within 5 minutes and you'll die. After death, no matter how they examine it, it will just appear as natural cardiac arrest. They'll never know it was poison. Is the company planning to kill Caroline? We don't know who it's for yet, since the scriptwriter doesn't have that sixth sense developed yet. During the search with dogs, Bellic's team finds blood stains on a wall. At that moment, a civilian nearby mentions seeing a blue van parked there. Bellic gets angry, asking why he's only mentioning this now, and shoves the guy. In the van, T-Bag and Abruzzi keep arguing until Scofield gets fed up and yells at them both to shut up. Lincoln asks how much further to the airfield, about 5 miles left. C-Note worries whether there will actually be a plane there. At the airfield about 10 miles from Fox River, Abruzzi's people are waiting with the plane ready. The warden calls Katie and asks if she knows anything about this. Katie, who genuinely doesn't know anything, says no. The warden says, "Katie, someone opened that door. Only you and Sarah have keys to this room. If it wasn't you, then it was Sarah. I know you're hiding something, Katie. Tell me the truth." Finally, Katie admits that Sarah and Scofield have some kind of relationship. Everyone in the van is tense. Sucre rubs his girlfriend's belly, wanting to feel what it's like to become a father. While driving, Lincoln spots a police checkpoint ahead and stops the engine, saying, "We've got a problem." After everyone discusses it, they agree to take a detour through a back road to avoid the checkpoint. Unfortunately, while driving on the dirt road, the van gets stuck in mud. Everyone gets out to push, but the van won't budge. Since they're only about 2 miles from the airfield, they decide to continue on foot. Scofield tells Tweena, "You go your own way from here. We agreed from the beginning that everyone would separate eventually. So go alone," and kicks him out. While they're running desperately through the forest, helicopters are circling overhead. Their bad luck continues as they reach a dead end at the edge of a cliff. The helicopter is shining lights and circling the forest, so everyone's worried about when they'll be spotted. Hiding at the bottom of the cliff, waiting for the helicopter to leave, Lincoln says, "How are we going to run 2 miles like this?" A little girl is alone at home, playing with a bicycle turned upside down, spinning the wheel just like we used to play as kids. The person watching this through the window is haywire. When the night guard arrives at the airfield and asks what's happening, Abruzzi's guy says there's a minor mechanical problem and they're fixing it. Once it's fixed, we'll leave immediately. A overly dutiful guard radios in. There's an unidentified aircraft at the tower. Number starts with 9.87. Please check. Near the house at the bottom of the cliff, Lincoln and Sucre are trying to hotwire a parked car. Sitting by a small pond near the cliff, C-Note asks Scofield what they can expect in Mexico. Scofield replies, "I don't know, I've never been there." C-Note says he has plans to meet his family in Mexico. "I've been a soldier all my life, only been to Iraq and Fox River besides here. Whatever people say, it's a new place. But being with family no matter what is still the best. Once we get to Mexico, even if the authorities know we're escaped prisoners, it won't be a problem, we'll be safe." When Scofield says it might not work out so well for his family, C-Note responds, "Can't help it, that's just how fate turned out. But it's much better than it was 2 years ago." While Sucre is stripping wires in the car, showing off his skills, Lincoln asks, "I know you're in for armed robbery, but you also steal cars." Sucre laughs and says, "That's what they caught me for," then recites, "Red is electrical, white is ignition, put 2 together, and the whole city lights up," as he tries to start it. But nothing happens, so when he opens the hood, he discovers it's just a car shell with no engine. Haywire enters the house, takes the bicycle from the little girl, grabs a bag from nearby, and rides off on the bike. Bellic finds the abandoned van and radios that the engine is still warm. There are no other tire tracks, so they must have continued on foot. They can't have gone far. The warden responds, "Good. Now we'll set up checkpoints at the highway junction, the military base intersection, and the interstate entrance. These guys have nowhere left to run. We'll catch them faster than expected." A guard reports, "Sir, we got more news about Sarah." Staff members haven't seen her. She went out briefly at noon, came back, then left again. She seems emotionally unstable. Can't reach her at home either. Her cell phone is turned off. The police found a car parked in front of her house and are requesting an emergency warrant to search inside. One of Bellick's men says, "The dogs caught a scent." Looks like the group split into two. So what are we waiting for? Let's go after them quickly. In Montana, Veronica arrives at the house and finds Terrence Stedman making fruit juice inside. She checks the door handle, finds it unlocked, opens it, and enters. At a press conference, Caroline is cheerfully saying, "Our great nation is progressing rapidly. We're making huge profits from tax collection and exports." While reporters ask other questions and she's drinking from a water bottle, she notices security staff whispering urgently. When she asks what's wrong, a security officer approaches and whispers something to her, causing her to drop the water bottle. Lincoln's group reaches an old warehouse, but Scofield and Teabag haven't arrived yet, so everyone's worried. Being handcuffed together, those two are running slower. When Scofield and Teabag reach the warehouse, everyone tries to cut the handcuffs with metal cutters, but they can't cut through the steel. Teabag laughs mockingly, saying this is how it had to be. When the impatient Abruzzi grabs an axe and forcefully chops off Teabag's hand. After chopping it off, he even says, "Be grateful I didn't chop off your head." With Abruzzi's blow, Teabag's hand is severed. When Teabag screams, a person from a nearby house comes out with a gun asking who's there. When no more sounds are heard, the man goes back inside, and Scofield's group continues running. Teabag is left behind alone, crying and clutching his severed hand. Running alone in the darkness, Tweener reaches a checkpoint and hides behind trees. Watching the police situation, he sneaks onto the back of a truck carrying horses during shift change. The warden calls the mayor, wanting to speak with him. The mayor tells him to just watch the news. When he turns on the TV, he learns that the president was rushed to the hospital in an emergency about 45 minutes ago. Despite doctors' best efforts, he died of heart disease. The news continues that according to protocol, at an undisclosed location, Vice President Caroline has been sworn in as the 46th president. This is how Caroline became president, through underhanded means. When Samantha arrives, Caroline smiles smugly and says, "Did you see what I'm capable of?" and walks away. Police arrive at apartment 236, announcing, "Sarah Tancredi, this is the police. We have a warrant to search the house. Open the door, or we'll break it down." Getting no response, they break down the door and find Sarah on the sofa, either unconscious or dead from an apparent overdose, her face pale white. Riding with the horse truck, Tweener nervously wonders who will search him on the road. Meanwhile, Haywire is cycling peacefully through the beautiful world in his white shirt. Seeing police cars, Sucre, Lincoln, Abruzzi, C-Note, and Michael hide in a field. Scofield says the airfield is about 500 meters away, across that field. When a police car passes, they hide again, then continue once it's gone. Hearing police car sounds, they look toward the airfield and see police cars approaching. Abruzzi's guy at the plane tells the pilot to start the engines. Walking into the house, Veronica, thinking about Terrence Stedman, greets the man sleeping on the sofa. Running through the forest with his severed hand, the pure and innocent Teabag is all alone. Run if you can. Only by running can you escape. The 5 men are running with everything they've got toward the airfield. All the police cars are also heading toward the airfield, while the plane starts its engines, preparing to leave. When Michael's group reaches the airfield and tries to flag down the plane, it takes off. With police cars arriving, Scofield's group of 5 runs across the fields. And that's where Prison Break Season 1 ends. We'll continue presenting Season 2 daily, 1 episode at a time, so please like and subscribe to the Cinema Essentials channel. To all our supportive viewers, may you be blessed with mental health and physical prosperity. Thank you all for watching until the end.